friend lied about her age so a 20-year-old would date her. My friend 16 met a cute guy 20 about a week ago. They started dating 2 days ago, and she told him she was 17. She also said her birthday was in June, when it's really in December. What makes things worse is that my other friend, 18F, is encouraging this, telling her that there's no way it can backfire. I really want to tell the guy the truth. He's a good person and he deserves to know the truth. But if I do tell him, I'll probably lose one or both of my friends.
Depending where you're from, he could get charged as a child predator. You should tell her that, or maybe even tell him that she lied. Maybe anonymously, haha. There is no way this will backfire for her. Do you really want to be friends with two people that are willing to put another's freedom at stake? All illusion aside, what do you think they will do to you one day? Please inform them that what they are doing is wrong. It could end up getting the guy into trouble with police depending where you are from.
Tell him, with no evidence, no text messages. Her lie could ruin him.
You need to tell him. In most states he could be charged with statutory rape or some other type of sex offender crime. I was 15 dating a 19-year-old and I got pregnant, don't judge, and the hospital had to report it to the police. My parents objected to press charges mostly due to the fact I was having a child and they didn't want the father of him, her being in jail, but still, had they not been the way they were he would have went to jail and had to file as an offender. The point is this could turn very bad if someone was to find out and report it, and it would be very unjust to him because he's being lied to. I also want to add that even though I told them I consented, they said I was too young to decide and legally he was an adult. A lot of people are saying that she should tell him. If he has one half a brain he already knows that he could have legal issues. 17 is underage. He'd probably date her even if she said 16. I'd say something to your friend and then leave it alone.
Going against the grain here, your friend shouldn't have lied about her age, but this man is a predator. If he's rushing to date a girl he thinks was 16 less than 2 months ago, I doubt knowing her real age would change much. As bad as her lie was, this man is still okay with dating a minor. I would tell her to cut him off. She might be a liar, but he's still an adult perusing a girl in high school. When I was 17 I dated a 20-year-old who tried to get me to commit quickly just like he did, and trust me, it wasn't a balanced and healthy relationship. A 20-year-old should absolutely know better than to date a barely 17-year-old less than a week after meeting her, and I'm shocked that most of these comments are trying to protect him. A 17-year-old is still a minor. He is fully aware that he's dating a minor.
Honestly, him dating her thinking she's just barely 17 is still creepy in my books and a big red flag. I remember seeing 17 to 18-yo from high school coming to check out my uni when I was 20, and the only thing I could think was that they looked like children and how silly it was that I thought I was so mature and adult at that age. All my friends felt the same way. Whether for her sake or his, he needs to know. If he's even halfway decent he should break up with her, but I suspect he's not just by the current situation. For an actual 17-yo and 20-yo it's not impossible to have a healthy relationship, but the innate power balance is extremely sketch and susceptible to grooming. Your 18F friend is not an adult either and does not yet understand things from a 20-plus-yo view. This is a very risky situation. Please protect your friend.
There are many ways this can backfire. You should tell him because this is a seriously bad, dangerous idea where both of them could get hurt. Both are being stupid and immature and actually think it's cool to start dating someone off a lie.
If he doesn't know, tell him.
This dude is a fucking creep. He knows she's 17 right now and yet thinks this is okay.
What country, state are you in?
All three of them sound gross. Your friend for lying about her age. Your other friend for encouraging it. And the guy for being 20 and having no problem dating someone who is not only still underage but according to the information he has barely even 17. What do her parents think about this relationship? If she's dating this guy behind her parents' back, do not agree to or actually lie for her if they ever ask you if she's been with you or anything similar. Do not put yourself in the medics like that. You may feel like you are betraying your friend if you don't, but trust me, if she was a good friend she would never use you like that in the first place.
Tell him. It seems you kinda need better friends anyways.
Definitely tell him. Even if he has proof that she lied about her age he can still get charged and put down as a sex offender. He'll tell him if I gotta.
You need to tell him that immediately. If your friends are willing to ruin a man's life because of their selfish desires, then you should get new friends. You wouldn't want an innocent man to go to jail for something he never knew about.
Yes, he should know this could ruin him.
Truth will come out eventually, so she's hurting herself.
Girls like your friends got my brother sent to jail. Tell him.
Tell him. Your friends could get him locked up unknowingly. You can drop this anonymously potentially, and anyone would take that as a sign to dip from whatever is going on. I would also suggest distancing yourself far from these two friends. This is really fucked up of them and shows their true colors, and it seems it is just shit-stained. You don't want to be associated with these types.
Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. To his face, in front of her, in text, give me his phone number, Facebook, Instagram name and all. Tell him. Absolutely unacceptable.
Tell him the truth. His future could very literally be at stake.
You should do it anonymously but still let him know. He could get a pedo charge and that'll affect him for the rest of his life. No one ever believes an older dude when he says, I didn't know, etc.
This will definitely get buried, but please help your friend get out of the relationship as quickly as possible. I did this exact thing when I was 15 and he was 21. I told him I was 17 so he'd feel more comfortable. Things were okay until he started pressuring me into having sex with him. When I told him the truth, he beat me so bad I ended up in the hospital. Men like the one your friend is with are toxic, harmful and dangerous.
Well, depends on what state you are in if it's legal or not. N could be let go some states as 17, some as 16, but he has a right to know. You should tell him before in case something does happen and he gets in trouble. You could save him from a lot of hassle for Joe bullshit and other issues.
Tell him anonymously.
Please tell him.
Definitely tell him. First of all, she needs to learn that lying to her significant others is a terrible thing to do. Secondly, he is too old for her, and she very well could get in way over her head with him. Third, he deserves to know the truth. He's in a relationship under false pretenses, with a girl that I'm guessing is underage. If she is underage, he could literally end up on a sex offender registry. Which would completely derail his life. You need to tell him. Pronto. Now, I personally think 17 is too young for a 20 years old too. So I'm not loving his judgment anyhow.
We are gifted with instinct for a reason. I think the fact you're reaching out with this issue means you know it's a precarious situation that you can keep from escalating. Do the right thing, even if that is to explain to the girl that she needs to tell him or you will.
You need to step in and tell the guy ASAP. She could ruin his life if it's illegal to date someone who is underage. The legal age in most states is 18, but some southern states it's 17.
Absolutely tell him before something bad happens. Your friends probably would want to part ways with you if you expose them. However, given the possibility that they dragged you into some sort of shit show, is it really a loss? Besides, the guy your friend likes could get thrown in jail.
Your best friends sound selfish as fuck. They know he can go to prison, don't they? Especially the 18-year-old encouraging her and saying that nothing can go wrong. He can literally have that on his record for the rest of his life, spend years in prison, and fuck up his future with job opportunities because certain job fields aren't allowed to hire anyone with that on their record. Please, please, please do the right thing. For his sake. If he wants to take that risk and continue dating her, at least it won't be on your shoulders anymore. If he wants to possibly ruin his life, that's fine, but he doesn't even know he's risking his life right now, and that's what's not okay. Tell him now. He has been set up to possibly commit a crime, a felony, even.
Absolutely tell him. If they're willing to lie to someone like this without any hint of remorse, they're not people you should be around.
I had 2 daughters. Surprisingly enough, they were stubborn AF. Luckily they only dated guys they went to school with, but I guarantee if one of them saw a guy that much older, at least one would upulk this same shit. Only thing I really wonder, how'd this girl meet the guy? The answer might reveal his interest and intention.
Sounds like you need to tell him or at least help him find out. You can do it anonymously. I mean, in the world of Facebook and social media, dude can say he found her details somewhere. And if she finds out it was you and the girls cut you out of their life, well, their loss for having a friend who had their best interests at heart. Also, you barely know the guy, so he may seem nice, but people can seem nice and aren't, so it is probably in your friend's best interests as well. Also sounds like it's a legal issue, so seriously stuffing around with that is not something to take lightly.
Your friends are selfish and putting a person in danger of having their life ruined. You need to tell this man the danger he's in.
I mean, even if he does find out she's 16, he could continue on with her and not care. Even keep the relationship a secret. In my opinion, this could be a dangerous situation. I would inform your friend about the dangers of grooming. She might be 16 but legally she is a child. From my own experience, it's so easy to get wrapped up in a relationship with an older guy. Maybe they seem more mature, experienced, intelligent, but it will likely end up badly for either her or him. Yea, that poor guy could easily have the police on his ass if her parents found out or something. And they won't believe that he didn't know. Even if they do believe he didn't know, it won't matter. He'd be looking at jail time. And anyway, he shouldn't be dating someone who, to his knowledge, just turned 17. As a 20-year-old myself, I would be uninterested in a 17-year-old.
Please tell the man. This happened to my cousin. She was 15 and she lied saying she was 18. He was 24 at the time. Long story short, he's now serving 8 years. He was in school to be a doctor. This kinda depends on state tbh. I don't agree with age gaps at a young age cause guys at 20 are a lot more mature than girls at 16, but in MN the statutory age of consent is 16.
That man's life is not a game. Who cares? She likes him, she's messing with his life. Possibly being labeled a registered sex offender for the rest of his life because she likes him. Grown-up world, grown-up consequences, and she's too immature to date obviously if she can't consider the danger she is putting on him. You need to tell her to tell him, or that you are. It's not a child's game. When I was a kid I kept my friends in line, but I had to grow up quick. Please, for the love of God, tell him. If the wrong people find out, he could go to jail for a long time. Obid be labeled a sex offender. Watch, he will affect what Joe Bullshit could get and where he can live. Evab, if he wants TP continue the relationship, he needs to know the risks he's taking on. You got to tell him, it could ruin his life.
Are they gonna be together when they are 30? No, highly doubtful. Do they both have careers? No.
Being tricked really sucks.
I mean, this isn't your problem to bear. This is your friend's problem. It's messed up because she is lying about her age, and that could potentially get the guy in a lot of trouble.
Tell the dude immediately. This kind of shit can ruin his life. Your friend is kind of a shitty person. You can do better in the friend world.
You gotta tell him because he could be impacted for life if she decided to tell someone or they get intimate.